They say small business is the backbone of America. So what's the best way to support a small business? It is to learn more about them and share with your family and friends. We interview founders from across the world who have started and scaled their business through the ups and downs, long hours, and the rewards that come from sacrificing their time to build their business. Welcome to First to Arrive, Last to Leave, the journey of an entrepreneur.
All right, welcome to another episode of First to Arrive, Last to Leave. Today we have Sammi Bivens. Sammi, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Sammy's got several different businesses going on. Very impressive. So you're the CEO of the Digital Marketing Maven. We're going to talk about that. But then you also have the Maven shop, which is like a whole, like this great, if for those of you who are not on video, watching on video, she's got this pending millionaire sweatshirt, but you've got a lot of different, like bags. I know I've seen your bags before. They're beautiful, but you've got like quite a few different pieces of merchandise, right?
Correct.
Okay. So before we jump into that, tell us a little bit about, let's go into both companies, Digital Marketing Maven, what you do there, and then a little bit about why you continued on into another business in the Maven shop and what the difference is between the two.
Okay. It's a long, short story.
Okay.
I'll do what I can.
You can start when you were born if you want, or you could jump to college.
In the early 1900s.
My great-great-grandma had an entrepreneurial bug.
So Digital Marketing Maven and Associates, we are a full-service digital marketing agency, and we do some business development as well. So we help a lot of individuals who are looking to start their business. We help them start from scratch. So all of that foundational paperwork, filing their LLC, helping them with their EIN, and just making sure that they're truly set up the right way. A lot of people focus on getting a website and a logo and all of these things, but they don't have like the foundational things that's really going to help them to grow. So if someone comes to me and they just want a website, I'm like, well, how are these other things set up? So that's kind of how I got into the business development part of it. But really, our focus is helping individuals create their brand identity, their messaging, and creating their website, their logo, and all of those things to help them, get in front of their ideal target audience. So we work with a lot of startups. We work with existing businesses to help them with their brand refresh, or just maybe they're not quite converting in the way that they want to. So we do copywriting and things like that to kind of help their messaging. Some businesses that are existing, we help them like with their social media management, email marketing, and I kind of serve as their marketing manager. So you kind of get a partner in your business to kind of bounce ideas off of, to talk through and help you execute some of those marketing things that you've been wanting to do, but you don't have time to do. So that's where me and my team come in.
Okay. And then how about the Maven shop? So I love this story of how you ended up having the Maven shop too.
Yeah, so the Maven shop, so I've been an entrepreneur since 2011. This particular business, I call it DMM for short, started in 2019, right before the pandemic. But the Maven shop came about as business owners, you don't get a whole lot of support, from friends and family and the people you would think would be, rooting you on. And I realized that with a lot of my clients and customers are like excited about their business, then they launch, and then it's like no one's really, supporting them in the way that they want. So it's a gift shop for business owners, basically. You can go there, treat yourself. Someone else may want to buy you something. You may want to buy a friend. So really business owners, professionals, other individuals who, are achieving things that aren't necessarily a marriage or a baby, those things that everyone celebrates. But having a business is a life event as well. Yes. And I think it deserves to be celebrated.
Yeah,
so
I agree. We should be having big parties for like starting and then like 3-year, like 5-year.
Those milestones.
Yeah.
Or even when you exit your business,
Yes.
I know.
I never had a party. I'm going to have a party to celebrate those old.
I will throw it.
Okay.
And
I'm down.
Come.
Yeah. I'm like, let's schedule this.
All right, done.
Yeah.
So what would you say the biggest issue, like I love how you talk about the foundational piece. That's missing a lot. Like I get so caught up in the product and service that I forget these other pieces. When it comes to branding, another big piece you do, what would you say the biggest thing entrepreneurs either do wrong or just don't even consider and therefore do wrong?
I think it's the messaging part. I think we kind of know what we want and we assume that other people want it just because we came up with a bright idea. But sometimes it's more about making sure you're communicating what you're selling or your service in a way that your ideal target audience can understand that this is for me. I need this. They can see the value. You know, sometimes people have a hard time with price and things like that, but that's because you haven't communicated what you're offering in a way where people see the value and they want to pay you. So I feel like I think the focus that we put on how good things look, like your website and how that looks, but what does it say? Is it set up to convert? If I read this, is it going to make sense to me? Is this something that I would say this is what I need for my business?
And you are working with like all types of businesses, or are you in a specific niche? Because I know sometimes when people are working in marketing, they're like, I just work with real estate agents, or I just work with medical professionals. What are you tapping into?
You know, as a marketer, you know, I always tell people to, you know, have a niche, you know, to have, you know, but for me, I work with a little bit of everybody. Like I work with e-commerce businesses, but then I have some brick and mortar stores. I work with real estate agents, but then I've helped someone with a dog kennel, like they were, you know, needing a website for that. So we don't really discriminate in regards to the types of businesses or people that we work with. It's a wide range. I will say, you know, I would feel like my bread and butter in regards to where I feel the most comfortable is service-based businesses and e-commerce, because e-commerce is my background. Before starting here, I had a website back in 2011 that I built, you know, so that's just kind of where I feel most comfortable. And then being that I have a service-based business and I know like how to help folks with their operations and systems and things like that, those are my favorites, but we work with a wide range of different types of businesses.
So what type of business did you have e-commerce, and then when did you make the decision to switch and coach people?
So now this is where it gets to be a long story. So I'm gonna just take y'all back.
Let's do it.
Real quick, and I'll make it short. But so I went to college. So I'm from a very small town. I'm from Arkansas. Grew up on a dirt road, right? Basically went to college to get away from the, you know, small town. Like, to be honest, I'm a first generation college student, college grad. And so I just was like, well, here's a way for me to get out, right? They accepted me. They gave me a scholarship. I'll go. Got there, focused in on working while I was in college. I did get a bachelor's degree in marketing, but I didn't do any internships. I did nothing to prepare myself after college. I worked in banking the entire time. I was like a teller, and I worked my way up through that. But that was all the experience I had. And then living in Arkansas, there's just, at that time, it was not a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
So I was like, what can I do? Like, I really want to get into marketing. Like, I have this degree. I pay for it. You know, I put my time in. I want to work in this field. So I created my own business. And I created it because I wanted to use it as a way to, number one, make extra money, right? But also exhibit that I had the skills that it took to be a marketer. I understood things. No one had given me a chance, so I created my own opportunity. And
Great. Love it.
yeah, that's kind of been my thing throughout my life, just kind of creating what I wanted to have for myself, and it's just worked out. But so I started the business. I started out making jewelry and accessories like feather earrings and stuff like that by hand, and then the demand was there. So I was like, well, what can I do? You know, I would like have little jewelry parties at home.
Yep.
And then I decided to start buying wholesale jewelry, and I was still having the jewelry parties at home, but then I don't want strangers in my home. So I started to rent out apartment complex clubhouses, and I would host shopping sips where I would just have all the jewelry I had made along with my cousin and that I had purchased, and people would come in and have like champagne and shop and, you know, just a fun environment. But then people wanted jewelry in between the parties. And so that's kind of how I got into to making my first website so that people could purchase without having to attend a shopping sip. So that's kind of like how it happened. It wasn't planned, you know, it just I just pivoted as I saw a need, and it worked out for me. And so from there, I started selling clothing and totes and stuff. So that's kind of where the e-commerce parts comes in to my business now, because I had been doing all of that stuff, just trying to evolve and continue to make money. It's only so much you can make on a pair of earrings, you know? So that's kind of how the e-commerce business started. And then I moved to Dallas in 2016. I didn't have a job when I came here or anywhere to live. A friend let me stay on her couch. And I just wanted to try to find a job in marketing. So that's what I did. I put my business on my resume and came here, found a job. It wasn't in marketing, but I've just always taken care of myself, and I just didn't feel comfortable being on the couch. So I'm like, let me just get a job. We'll focus on the marketing thing later. And I was working for a tech startup in higher education here locally, and after a town hall, the CEO, he was new, he had came from Travelocity and wanted to invest in the marketing department. So I said, that's for me, you know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like it.
So after the town hall, I just walked right up to him and I said, I introduced myself and I said, I am very interested in working in marketing. This is my background. This is what I'm doing. Can I please send you my resume? I'm happy to just do some intern type work. I know I'm an employee, but can I just volunteer to help the marketing department? And it worked. The next week I had coffee with the CMO and they created a role for me in the marketing department as a marketing coordinator. And so that's kind of how I got into on the corporate side of marketing. And then while there, we were helping colleges and universities to market their programs online. So like Baylor, UT at Tyler, you know, schools like that. We were helping them to take their curriculum that they taught in the classroom and put it in an online format, and then we helped them promote the classes and courses to be competitive with, like,
what perfect timing for a
it was
little did we know
what was to come, right?
Yeah.
So the company provided that infrastructure and we helped them to market it. And so that's really where I learned how to be in an agency environment, because it was a company, but the marketing team functioned like an agency. So because we had several partners that we were working for. So I learned how to be in an agency environment, got my MBA while there, and then they didn't want to promote me, you know, after, you know, they did, but not to the amount, you know, not where I should have been, in my opinion. So I went to a competitor, which it was a bigger tech company, Pearson. I was, you know, they do a lot of textbooks and stuff, but they have the agency part as well. So I moved to Chicago, went up there. It was very cold, you know. I am one of those people, I don't listen to people like I should. So I didn't take it serious about the weather and how cold it was up there.
It's very cold up there. Yeah.
Sad. I'm Southern, okay? Like, not built for that type of weather. So moved up there. I was a marketing manager. And that's where I really learned how to function in the agency and manage client relationships and things like that. And then the pandemic happened. Let me go back. So actually, this whole time, I still had my e-commerce business, right?
Okay, so you're still running.
Yeah, I'm still running the business on the side. And even when I didn't have a job, the business was sustaining me. But I didn't know what I was doing. I was not doing a very good job as a business owner. I knew how to sell things. I knew how to get buzz. I knew how to have events and things like that. But when it comes to foundational things, was not together, okay? Was not paying my taxes properly, you know. You know, just all the things. A P&L, profit and loss, what is that?
Yeah.
You know, what is a balance sheet? I wasn't even doing bookkeeping. Like, I'm just being honest.
This is what not most of businesses are just flying by the seat of their pants. They're not doing those things. So you're not in the you're in the norm.
Yeah, we were in a wholesale business, and our bookkeeper at the time was treating us like a retail business. So we were paying oodles of noodles of taxes on things we shouldn't have. That was a hard lesson.
See?
It happens.
All right. Yeah.
And you don't know what you don't know. And that's really my passion for why I do focus on the business development part, because I think about if someone have been there to kind of help guide me back then, maybe I would be a millionaire by now, because I had success. I was shipped to almost all states in the United States, probably except for like Alaska, even Hawaii. I sent packages to Hawaii, and even out of the country, you know. So I had the grind, I guess, the know-how to get things done, but that's not enough to build a sustainable business. That's not how you scale a business, just by selling more. There are other things that need to happen, and I just didn't know, you know?
Yeah.
So, anywho, I had the e-commerce business the whole time, but like I said, not doing things really the right way. But people had always asked me to help them with their business, asked me for advice because they knew I had done it in corporate. They knew I had a successful business. And so I just kind of shied away from it. I thought, one day I'll be a consultant. I'll go and talk to people. They'll pay me to talk to them, and that'll be it. That was the extent to it. But after moving up to Chicago and not really knowing a lot of people, I just had more time on my hands. So a friend kept asking me, so I'm like, okay, let's see. I'll try it. And I ended up really loving it. I really felt like, okay, let me figure out how to make this more serious. How can I make this into a business? Will people even come to me for this service? So that's when I kind of really started to see that there was an opportunity there. And so I had my first client in 2019, and then I fully launched in 2020. Like, I took some time to build a website, figure out what my services would be and all of that. Fully launched in 2020 and was working still, corporate and managing the business.
Wow.
And then the pandemic happened. And so many things, like just so many factors. First of all, I'm at home. The weather sucks. I'm by myself.
Oh.
Everybody was working from home at that point. So I'm like, can I go back to Texas and keep this job? And they allowed me to. So that's kind of how I got back here. And then the George Floyd situation happened. And then all of the inequities and things like equal pay, promotions and things like that kind of we all knew were happening in corporate America, but no one was addressing. That happened, and it's like now everything is on blast. Like, we're talking about all the things that are wrong or not quite fair.
Yeah.
And so there were other women in the company, like all these ERG groups started to form, employee resource groups to talk about, how can we solve for this, here are resources, things like that. And I realized there were women who had been with this global company 10 plus years who have been having this same conversation, trying to make things happen. And I'm like, I'm out. Like, I'm not about to be sitting here trying to, if they wanted things to be different, it would already be different. Nothing's going to happen because of this one incident, and we're talking about it now. That was my perspective. So at that point, I started to fully focus on my business. I kind of checked out, to be honest. I checked out. I was still doing a great job at work, but I was no longer like trying to promote or going above and beyond. I'm just being honest. I'm sorry, y'all. But I was out.
Yeah. You were worried about you. Like, you were going to do your own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with.
So that's what I did. And so the business started to grow, and it really was getting to a point where it was becoming unsustainable in regards to how fast my business was growing, because while it affected me to want to focus more on my business, a lot of people got laid off due to COVID-19. A lot of people were in similar situations with me and just wanting to start their own business. And so that caused me to boom. Like, everything just kind of blew up out of nowhere post-pandemic. And also, people had more time on their hands. So even if you were great at work, you had now time to focus on maybe creating a side business and things like that. So a lot of my initial clients were people who were affected in one of those ways. And so that was just the influx of business for me. And so things started to become unsustainable. And I just felt like I'm going to have to leave this job soon. But I don't know that I ever would have had I not got laid off. So
It's that current,
I don't know that I would have, because it was just, first of all, I was able to do both.
Yeah.
I never knew, honestly.
Exactly. And if you're getting the paycheck every week.
Who can be mad at that?
Yeah, exactly.
Benefits, So we got laid off, and that's when I told everybody that I had a side business, and they were like, "What? Really?" Like, they couldn't believe it, because honestly, I still performed at work, and I was waking up at 4 a.m. every day to work.
Yeah.
I would work 4 to 9 on my business, then go to work.
Wow.
Get off from work on my business some more to maybe 10, 11, do it again. That's what I was doing. No one knew a thing, And so got laid off. They really restructured the company and got rid of our entire department and created a small set of roles. And they were like, okay, you 200 people apply for these 20 roles. And, I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm out. So that's how I got here. So that's how I've been full time since. It'll be a year coming up March 1st. It'll be 1 year since I've been full-time in the business, and just so much has happened. Like, I have scaled. It's kind of scary how quickly I've scaled, and even now I'm still just trying to keep up with the business. So
That's awesome.
When did you go through the Goldman program?
I went through last summer. I think we started in
Yeah, you were right after me.
23, cohort 23.
Awesome.
I want to say we maybe started in May and finished in August.
Yeah.
So what was your growth strategy through the program?
So my growth strategy, which I'm still working on, but I'm very close to getting it off the ground, but it was to pivot into courses and workshops in what I call Maven University. So Maven University is coming soon. I hope maybe by the time this, will be out there. But so my thing, like I told you guys, I really am passionate about making sure people are doing things the right way. Not just getting lunch, not just saying you have a business, but are you set up properly?
That's a write-off.
Yeah.
Actually, you're paying for that first. It really is. It really is.
Yeah. So I wanted to be able to provide resources and work and educational things for individuals who don't know where to go. So the premise or the idea behind Maven University is, because Maven means expert, it's not my name. Sometimes people think that's my name, or it just means expert, so digital marketing expert. But Maven University is like expert university. So basically, I'm going to be teaching courses and holding workshops, but about things I know about. I know about marketing, branding, not accounting and bookkeeping, finance, legal stuff, like all of these other things that are very important to your business. So my goal is to partner with experts that I trust in their field, that maybe I've worked with, people that I know have worked with, having them come on, host a workshop, a course, things like that, so that there's a place where people can come and instantly, know that there's trust here, because these are actual business owners. These are not just people who popped up yesterday and are like, I'm an expert at this, pay me, because because a lot of that going on. It's a lot of that, and you don't know who to trust.
Yeah.
A lot of regurgitated information, not firsthand. I can Google things all day, but there's still value in someone who's done it before.
100%. Yes.
That I could not agree more.
Yeah, there's a lot of value in been there, done that. Let me tell you some of the mistakes I made and why, how to help you prevent some of those. So that's my big, growth strategy, to get into the courses, the workshops, and then also as I pivot, like I want to pivot my business to work with larger companies, do government contracts and things like that. I want to have like things that are pre-made there where people can go and get your social media content, or like order templates or things like that.
Yes.
A templated website that we can help you design, right? We can take it next level for you. We can do the copywriting for you, but then here's a course on how you can customize it, or, you can pay us to customize it for you. But really, a lot of folks don't have the money, to invest in a, really robust website when they're starting out. So it's really for that, those individuals starting out in a safe place they can go and not only get marketing and branding materials, but also education, so that when you get started, you're not instantly out of business because you didn't know how to do X, Y, and Z.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That is incredible. It's most small businesses need a support system like that. Like, I know if you go and research what it is to actually have a website made, someone will quote you like $10,000 and you're like, okay, well, they're just blew the entire budget that it's going to take to actually get this thing off the ground just for one component. I think it's really cool to have all of those opportunities for someone.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's next now? Obviously, the university sounds like that's a really big piece. What else is upcoming for you as you're growing, like as you're in this amazing spot in your business?
Oh, well, it's getting the Maven University off the ground, but also just trying to scale my team, like build my team out, because I'm still working a lot in the business. And I don't, sometimes I'm like, maybe I'm doing this wrong, because should I be working this hard all the time?
I think that's the inner thought of every single entrepreneur.
Right. It's like that exactly inner dialogue. You're like, oh,
like, why am I working? Like, I'm supposed to get better. Like, I think I
Yeah.
should be getting there. But I know there are key roles that I need to hire for, to get, so I can delegate certain things. So I'm really focused on the structure of my team, knowing that I want to work with bigger businesses. I want to do government contracts, things like that. I want to make sure we're intact to handle it,
Yeah.
right? And I have the right people in place so that, I can get them and keep the contracts. I don't want to get them and fumble it,
Well, I think a lot of people always say they want a 10x, but like, do you really understand what it takes? Like, you've got to have those pieces where you deliver and you like under promise, over deliver type of deal. You know what I mean? And to 10x, you need a lot of that foundation in order for that to happen. And I think it's awesome you're considering that.
Yeah, SOPs and just even
Yeah.
because if you're turning those over to people that don't know what they're doing, that's not gonna go well.
Yeah.
No, and like you said, SOP. So working on things like that. We have a lot of systems and things like that we're working on, but definitely working on the SOPs so I can truly be a CEO. Like right now,
Yes.
I'm not a CEO.
Yeah.
You are.
I don't know what
you
this
are.
is.
Yeah, but that ain't it.
It's like a C something or something.
Yeah.
But there's,
Can we coin some sort of term of what it means? Because you're essentially wearing all the hats.
Yeah.
Until you can take it off and put it on someone else. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to think of what that actually.
Y'all should make
could
that
be.
up.
I know they're going to
It's
come
a
to
thing.
It is.
that. Oh,
a thing.
it's so a thing,
I know.
and it can't be solopreneur.
No,
because I
it
don't.
cannot have the preneur name.
I
I'm
know.
so anti all those preneur names.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. When
Yeah. Do you want to do rapid fire?
I do.
Okay.
Okay. Your favorite beverage.
So are we talking alcoholic beverage?
Any
You can-
beverage
anything that makes
that you
happy.
enjoy.
Morning breakfast. Yeah. Anything. Go for it.
Okay, well, I like French 75s. Okay, so that's my favorite.
I don't know what those are. Is it alcohol?
Yes.
Okay. I'm doing this.
Best advice you've ever been given.
The best advice, just to keep going.
Yeah.
Just to keep going, because I feel like, especially in business, there are ebbs and flows. Am I supposed to be elaborating? Or
Yeah.
just-
Yeah. No,
Oh,
you're
okay.
good.
I'm like, am I
Yes.
supposed to just answer the question?
No.
You go.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's rapid for us to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes it's
Yeah.
not that fast for
Yeah.
me.
Well, I feel like, just keep going is the best advice I got, because there's no one answer or quick fix to anything, right? You have to keep going. You have to see it through. You
Yeah.
have to be able to sustain the really high highs and the really low lows, because as a business owner, you experience both sometimes in the same day, so
Same minute.
yeah, but you just have to keep going
Yeah.
and consistent.
Yeah.
Love that. If you could have dinner with anyone,
Would it be one person?
You can have a couple.
yeah, I mean, maybe it's a dinner party.
Yeah.
Dinner party. Okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
So my dinner party would be Beyonce, okay, and Jay-Z,
Oh,
husband and wife.
naturally.
Yeah. Jay-Z's one of mine
The
too.
best.
But he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Teach me something.
Yeah.
But in fact, my bags, they say I'm a business, and that's a quote from a song of
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Oh,
So
love it.
I just love the business acumen. I feel like there's a lot to learn. But Beyonce, Jay-Z, Oprah, I would have Tyler Perry and Michelle Obama
It's
at
a
my
good
dinner
group.
party.
Yeah. Your morning routine.
So I still, those habits that I built while in corporate America, I still have those same habits. So I try to get up 4 or 5 o'clock still.
I love it.
Because you can get up, I get so much done before anyone's calling me,
Yeah.
before there are meetings. I get a lot done between 4 and 9. I make time to go to the gym.
Yeah. Awesome.
All of those things. So I get up still very early. I pray and read my words, some scriptures to try to get my mind together. I would love to say that I'm doing my yoga, but it's not every morning. Netflix has these 10-minute yoga things, and I felt like I wanted to do that every morning, to just really have that down. But sometimes I'm like, let me get up, pray, read, get it together and get to work or whatever. But definitely go to the gym in the mornings, and then I start my day from there.
I'm a huge advocate for getting up early in the morning.
Yeah.
It's just that quiet time, that peace. No one is doing anything in the house. It's magic. What are you currently reading?
So right now I'm reading 2 books. I'm listening to one, reading, actually physically reading others. I don't know if that counts.
No, that totally counts.
But I'm reading Relational Intelligence by Darius Daniels, which is a book that's just about, running a business, is particularly me running a service-based business and dealing with so many people and so many personalities.
Yep.
Like all of the client personalities, and then I have a team. My team is 10 people, so that's a lot of personalities as well.
Yeah.
So I found myself lately focusing in on reading things that will help me to be able to manage relationships better. And then I'm reading The Pop-Up Pitch, which is like just to help me hone in on my pitching skills, but not just like for pitch competitions, but even in sales conversations, just being able to pitch my services better.
I love that. And a top bucket list item.
Top bucket list. At this point, it's very simple and basic. I just want to be able to take a vacation and not be able to work. A real vacation.
A real vacation.
And not work. Because I've taken some trips, but I work the entire time.
I know. It's inevitable to check out or to not check out. A guilty pleasure.
So I don't like to admit this a lot, but I love a little reality TV.
Which reality TV?
So I
Guilty
like
pleasure.
the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Potomac, and then I dibble and dabble with some of the others. But
Yeah.
it's just something that I can not think too hard about and get a good chuckle out of the ridiculousness. So I feel bad for watching it because I'm like, this is not good.
I always watch those and I'm like, thank God they're not my friends. Those are not friends.
No, they're not.
That's not reality.
And it's
They're-
not reality.
They're like,
No.
you know what? This person's going to be here. Why don't you just show up? And by the way, let me show you this thing that she said about you
Right.
prior to you walking in.
Right. And we need y'all to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I already know it's not reality, but it's something about it
it's
that
so
just
good.
Yeah.
gives me.
Makes you feel better about your life.
Maybe
Because
that's
you're
what
like,
it
this isn't,
is.
my life is not
I
this
would
crazy.
never,
Yeah.
Right. And that is, right.
Just judge
This
the
is
crap
not-
out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. If somebody wanted to find more about you, where would they go?
So to learn more about me, you can find my website, which is www.digimarketingmaven.com. So digimarketingmaven.com, and same across social media, DIGI Marketing Maven. On Instagram is where I guess I'm the most present.
Okay.
Instagram, but on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, we're working on it. I'm a millennial, but I'm not quite there with all of the TikToking, but I'm getting there.
I was going to say I was going to sing a song, and I thought now it's going to be not going to do it. But I can't. If I'm in TikTok, I'm not coming out. There's no way.
It's a rabbit hole.
It is something because it's just too good. People will send me
TikTok,
things.
yeah.
And you can just watch that one little snippet, and it's enough to make me go, should I? And then, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, awesome. All that'll be on our notes page too at First to Revive, Last to Leap. So, Sammy, thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining us.
This was amazing.
Yes.
But we'll have all that on our notes page. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. It was fun.
All right. Thank
Hopefully
you.
I wasn't too long-winded.
No.
No.
Great.